I have to preface this review by stating I am a massive fan of the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchise. Yes, I know that the second and third installments of the franchise have their flaws, but I like them nonetheless. They're towards the end of the spectrum of my favorites. I love the first one, I love Jurassic World, and this one is probably my third favorite now. It's just absolutely fantastic because the movie transitions from Act 1 to Act 2 seamlessly. The characters are fantastic, the acting is great, the CGI is amazing, and it works. Like the second one, it has a lot of issues, particularly when you go from the island to the mainland. And in this one, the transition is seamless and it makes sense to the plot. Well, in the second one, you're kind of like, maybe we should just stay on the island for a little bit longer. Now, the one thing about this movie that I didn't like was the introduction of the Indoraptor, but we'll talk about that a little later. This is a non-spoiler review, but I gotta tell you, the trailers do not give this movie any justice because it's clearly two parts, but it's done, again, beautifully. So, the beginning of the film, the volcano on Isla Nublar is going to explode and it's going to cause the dinosaurs to, go extinct again. So there's a rescue operation to save, 11 species. That's blatantly in the trailer. And the way that it goes down is it's actually really heart-wrenching. There's one scene towards the end of the first act, and you're like, oh my God, I cannot believe that just happened. And when you see it, please let me know if you had the same gut-wrenching reaction that I had, because it was, wow, it was just amazing. Now, you have Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard. There's a couple of the new characters who I have to say I really felt were useless to the franchise. The movie, every new installment always introduces new characters, new kids, because, it wouldn't be Jurassic World or Jurassic Park without new characters, new kids, and everyone. But I gotta say, honestly, this was really Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Blue movie. It was truly their movie. All the other new characters were relatively meh, in my opinion. So, they go to the island and they're trying to get the dinosaurs off, rescue Blue. And, well, Blue gets off the island, and so does the T-Rex. And then a bunch of other stuff happens, and it's still really, really cool. Like, the way, just the volcano explodes, it's very impressive. And you see tons of dinosaurs. Like, it's really cool. The vapid amount of dinosaurs that you see in this film, you're just like, holy crap, that's a lot of dinosaurs. I love the CGI. Universal, you are absolutely doing this franchise even more justice than Jurassic Park 1 did, which is saying something. And this movie had many nods to Jurassic Park 1, just like Jurassic Park 2, or just like Jurassic World did. So then, after the volcano explodes, and then you go back to the mainland, and then you essentially get the introduction of the Indoraptor. In the trailers, they were cut kind of odd, for obvious reasons, and you wonder, like, what is this new dinosaur? Now, in the first one, it made sense why they were introducing the Indominus Rex. It was a theme park attraction, and they were going to end up having, genetic modification versus the real thing, which is exactly what happened. And, the T-Rex, I believe the T-Rex name is Rexy, versus the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World. And then, essentially here, you sort of see it in the trailers, you have Blue versus the Indoraptor. Because the Raptors are always, have been the antagonists. At least they were the main antagonists of the first one, then they were, like, minor antagonists of the other films. But in this one, the Indoraptor, a genetically modified, granted they're clones, but you know what I mean, like, it's not based on anything that has previously existed, is the main villain of the second part of the film. And it's up to, a raptor, the villain of the first film, to save the day. And it's very, very cool the way that, Chris Pratt and Blue work together. Like, I can only imagine Chris Pratt on set being like, hey, you, to nothing. It's pretty much the same thing that Kit Harington and Emilia Clarke have to do on Game of Thrones when they're dealing with the dragons, because they're not there. And I think just the way that Chris Pratt is able to give off the fact that even though we know, we see it, but the fact that, like, we know he knows it's not there, it's good. Like, his acting really draws you in. Like, I was never bored at any point in this film. Now, I want to briefly talk about B.D. Wong and Jeff Goldblum. I really hope that B.D. Wong's character dies really soon. Like, his role is super minor. He's essentially trying to make these perfect genetically modified weapons of mass destruction that are animals. And I'm just like, oh my god, I cannot wait for either Blue or Rexy to eat you, or for your own creation to eat you, because you have just bothered me. You bother me so much. And then Jeff Goldblum, he talks about in the beginning of the film, he talks about saving the dinosaurs, because, like I said, the volcano was going to erupt. And, you know, he talks about, like, should we let the species go extinct again, or should we save them? So I really like that, how, like, they brought in the idea of, you know, protecting animals and animal rights, you know, very much a real world thing going on. And then at the end of the film, he talks about the dinosaurs again, because, you know, these dinosaurs, they get brought to the mainland. Again, no spoilers about how it goes down, but, you know, you do wonder, well, welcome to Jurassic World is all I will say. But Jeff Goldblum and B.D. Wongstein's, they're very small, and they don't even interact with Chris Pratt or Bryce Dallas Howard, which is interesting, but it's like, I could have gone without B.D. Wong and Jeff Goldblum. They didn't really have any major impact to the film. I mean, Jeff Goldblum's monologue at the end worked, but honestly, Chris Pratt could have done the same thing. Chris Pratt is so charismatic, and the same thing with Bryce Dallas Howard. Like, I just loved every scene they were in, when they're dealing with the T-Rex, when they're dealing with Blue, when they're dealing with the Indoraptor. It's like, oh my god, I love these guys so much. Now, I also want to talk about Raph Spall, who plays Eli Mills, who is essentially the film's main human antagonist. And his goal is to get these dinosaurs and start to sell them. He worked with John Hammond's partner, and then there's a whole backstory to John Hammond that you learn about as well. And you're just you actually kind of like Eli Mills. He's an interesting character. He brings a cool dynamic. He's relatively similar to I believe it was John Hammond's nephew in the second Jurassic World, who wanted to bring the dinosaurs off the island. Again, it's the same concept, bringing the dinosaurs off the island and bringing them in here, but it's just done so much better. And well, you'll see what happens with his character. I'm not going to give anything away, but I liked it. There's another huge twist with John Hammond and his former scientist partner. It's pretty cool as well. The idea of what we can do with genetic modification is very interesting, particularly with how psychotic and sociopathic the Indoraptor is. You're like, oh my god, this raptor is worse than the Indominus Rex. But what I want to say is, I really liked how, you know, Rexy in the first Jurassic Park, and granted, it wasn't the same dinosaur in Jurassic World or Jurassic Park 2 or Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic World, obviously, Rexy is the same from Jurassic Park and whatnot. But I really liked Rexy in every film that she's in, because, you know, she's kind of like the unsung hero, because at the end of Jurassic Park, she saves Anne Malcolm and all the kids. But in here, she's kind of a bit more of a secondary character, where at least within Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, she's very prevalent, and they're throwing a lot of emphasis on Blue to essentially have, you know, a raptor and a T-Rex, the dinosaurs who were known to eat a lot of our main heroes, to be good characters, and have the genetically modified characters be, you know, the bad guys, which is interesting. But I don't think you need the genetic modification. I think just having the dinosaurs be hungry and, you know, hunting is totally fine. But again, you need to add these more twists to it to make people want to watch, and I will still keep watching. But I just find it so interesting that, you know, the view of the raptors and the view of the T-Rex has really changed. Like, they're not just carnivorous creatures; they're animals that have emotions and the like. But I just love seeing old dinosaurs. I mean, it is dinosaurs galore in this film. There is so many freaking dinosaurs. You guys are gonna be in your glory days. If you love dinosaurs, you're going to be so happy with how many you see here. Again, the acting is really good. There's a lot of character. There's not too many characters, which is great. Like, it's not like super character heavy. Like, you really are focusing on Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, and then Blue for dinosaur characters, and then Rexy and the Indoraptor, and then you have like your villains and the other characters. There are kids. There's the one particular child, and then there's Bryce Dallas Howard's co-workers who I talked about. They're all kind of meh and irrelevant in my opinion, but you just really focus on Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard so much. You're just like, you know what? These guys are awesome. I love Jurassic World. I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars, or Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdom. It's 4 out of 5 stars for me. It's a fantastic film. I advise anyone to see it. If you're a fan of Jurassic World and Jurassic Park overall, you will love it. If you're a fan of horror, sci-fi, action films, again, you will love it. If you want something fun to see, go see Jurassic World. It is absolutely amazing. I love the film, and I'm really curious to see your thoughts in the comments below about the movie. Thank you so much for watching my review, and we'll talk real soon. All right, guys. Bye.